So I'm going to be showing you how you can send out those emails, how you can send out the invoices that you created to your customers, and also remind them of their payments up until they pay. So if you have not watched the video where we create the system that will generate that invoice for us, you should go watch that. It's going to be linked to this video. So you watch that so that you can have a clear understanding of what you're trying to do here. So for reference, this is what our system is going to look like. This is what the system is going to look like. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to build it step by step. So already you know the drill. You sign up on Make.com for free and you click on create scenario. So that's where you're going to get to this dashboard that's how you're going to get to this dashboard that we are currently on right now. So the first module that you want to have here is the Google Sheets module that is going to search the rows. So in our spreadsheet, we have this particular column here that says if a customer has paid or has not paid for the month. So we want to only put customers that have not paid so that we can send them their invoice. So it will depend. There are sometimes the customers will pay ahead. They can pay 2 months ahead. They can pay 3 months ahead. So this will not apply. So you know that once you get to that particular month, you have to update their status to paid so that the system will not run for them. But for the customers that have not paid, you have to leave their payments to be not paid so that this system will run for them. So what are we going to do here? We're going to search for rows. So here's what we're going to do. So you create your connection here. If you don't already have one, just click on add and you'll be redirected to create your connection. So here is where my spreadsheet is. So I'll look for the spreadsheet ID here, which in my case is comments. So just search for that. Here you are. And my sheet name is invoice reminder here. So I want to set that filter that we were talking about, the one that has payments to me not paid. So it's only people or customers rather that their payment is not paid. Those are the ones that are going to be involved in this setup that we are trying to create. So we set the limit to be 2 and whatever works for you, right? And then you click save and that saves it. I don't know why it's always behaving like this. You have to come back and save it again because it's crazy. So we save it to see it saved. So the next scenario you want to have is a scenario that determines what day it is. So what do I mean? So you don't want to be sending them the invoice every day. You want to be sending them, say, once in every week. So you want to send them when it's 21 days to their payments, 14 days to their payment, 7 days to their payments, or whatever time interval works for you. You want to send every 3 days, every 4 days, whatever time interval works for you. But you are not just supposed to send invoices. You're not just supposed to send reminders every day. So that is why we are going to create this particular module that is going to determine what time difference it is between when the execution is running and when the payment is due, so that we can determine the difference in time, so that we can know when we need to send that reminder. I don't know if I'm making sense, but you understand what I mean in a second. So what we want to do is to set a variable. So we go to tools here and we set a variable. So this is our variable we will call due date. And so to set it, this is the parameters that you're going to have, which is going to be the due date here. So for that, this is what we're going to have, which is going to be our due date minus today. That's how we're going to tell how many days difference we are currently having, if that makes sense. So you save this, and don't worry if you don't understand how this is. I'll just put it in the comments so that you can copy it and use. But what this simply means in actual sense is today, which is our current time where this is running, minus this, the due date and time, which is going to be divided by seconds, divided by minutes, and divided by hour, which is we have 24 hours in a day. So that's how you're going to be able to tell if it is 7 days or all those kind of things. So we do save here, and we want to have a router that will take us to different days. So what we want to establish here is if the day, if the set variable returns say 1, if the set variable returns a particular day. So like I said, if we want to do 7 days, so the first one will have like 21 days to due date, 17 days to due date, 7 days to due date. So if the set variable returns 21 days, it should go into this route. If it returns 14 days, it should go into this route. If it returns 7 days, it should go into this route. That's what we are trying to establish with this router. So let's just run this to be sure that we are even on the right track. Let's see what we get here. Okay, this is not correct. So we need to do what do we have here? We need to do second, 22nd. What's the time? Let's do 3:37. And then we do okay. So let's run this again so that we can get something better that we can work with. So it seems to not be returning anything. Let's find out why. Oh, so this is the reason it's not saying it. The paired is, I was gonna go crazy. The paired is a small p. So because we have said that it must be equal to the capital P, it's not going to work. We can remove this and set it back inside of the search module, which is going to be payment. Just to never run into this kind of issue, I would say just copy it the way it is and use it here. And then you click save, and then you save. So if we run this, one, it should run perfectly. Yeah, so you see it. We now have an output to work with. So if we run everything together, we should get something that we can work with. Okay, so we have 21 here. So that means that it's 21 days away from here. So that is working perfectly. We connect these. So what we want to do is the first time we are sending them a reminder of their payment, we want to also include the invoice of their payment. So, and we want to do that 21 days away from their payment so that to give us ample time to remind them at least twice or three times before their actual due date. So to be able to do this, what we want to do is go into our Google Drive and we want to search for a file. So you go ahead and establish your Google Drive connection here. So mine already exists here. So what we want to search for is, we search in that our folder that we had put the PDF files into. So that's where we're going to search for. We want it to retrieve files and we want it to search within files and folder names. So the query here will be invoice. Remember how we saved that our names? Invoice for, so we search the person's name here. This is first name. Ideally, I would say use the full name, like full name here, because sometimes people can have the same first name. So if or your I'm Comfort, so there could be another client that's called Comfort. So it will not be safe to save their name, their invoice with their first name. So you save it ideally with their last name. But in our last video, we were saving it with first name. So let's just go with that flow. But you can change it for yours just so it could be more better and more efficient for you. So you want to set the limit to 1 because I mean, because it's going to only return one invoice for that person. So we don't need the limit to be more than 1. So we save this, right? So the next thing that we want to do here, after we have searched for the file, we want to be able to download that file and have it after we have found it. Come here and we do download a file. And then the file ID is what is going to come from here from the search. So we save this and we save this as well. So the next thing what we want to do is to email this to our clients. Hey, this is your invoice. Your payment will be due in 21 days. Please make payment on or before, whatever. So however you want to draft the email is up to you. So what we want to do next is to search for our email module. So we can send our email. So we do send an email here. And then the recipient here is going to be the email address on the sheet. So here, and then the subject is going to be whatever you prefer. So let's say just a reminder, and then the content can look something like this. The content can look something like this. There, you use the first name here just to personalize it better. You say, dear Daniel, and then you don't forget to add your attachment. It's automatically going to map. It's automatically going to map that out for you. So you click save. What you want to do is go ahead and update your. So it's misbehaving now. So let's save here. Yeah. So what we want to do again is to update our spreadsheet so that we know the last time we send a reminder to that person. So what we want to do here is update a row. So we search for our spreadsheet again. Search for our sheet again. Then the row number is going to be the one it's currently working on here. And then we want to update the last reminder sent. So that's what we want to update to. So what we want to just update this to now so that we can have that, and then we save this and we save the entire scenario. Right, so of course we have to create the other modules, the other routes as well. So what we can do here is duplicate this. Shit, I went ahead to delete it, so now I have to do that again. The recipient is here, the subject is just a reminder, the content is this. So dear what's the first name? Full name. First name and your attachment as well. So you save this. Save this. So align it so it comes out. So what you need to do is clone this and put it here. And also clone this just so it updates again here once it's sent. So you want to have, of course, this will depend on how many times you want to remind your customers of your payment. If you want to do 3 times, 4 times, depending. So this particular one will do 3 times. But if you want to do this anymore, that's still, but if you want it to do more than 3 times, that you can also expand it more. Or if you want it to keep running until the customer pays, that will still work here. So here we want to change this to 14 days. And we do not want to attach this file again because they already have it. So we want to say, please refer to our first email to find the invoice. But if your customers usually prefer you send them invoice every time, you can just leave it the way it was. But let's just say that, to be more professional, you're not going to keep on sending invoices. You might tell them to refer to the first email for the invoice. But if that does not work for you, you can just leave it the way it is. I'm just trying to be extra. So for the email body, you could have something like this. So this is going to be the person's first name. Please make payment of, and this is going to be the amount due. And this is going to be the due date. And like I said, please check our previous emails for the payment breakdown. So we save this. Now I realize that I should have just left this the way it was. So we clone this again and we put it here. We clone this again and we put it here. So you save this and you auto align so it will look better. So you can change this one to change this to 7 days. Now don't forget to set your filter here because that's what's going to determine how this will run. So you do 21 days here. So the condition here is if this is equal to minus 21, which is a numeric operator. So you come to numeric operators here and you say it's equal to, and you save this. You also do the same for this one. So you say 7 days and you do the condition here is if this is equal to minus 7. And you want to always remember to change this to numeric operators and then you save. The next thing here is, oh, I made a mistake. I was supposed to do 14 days before 7 days. So let's do 7 days here again and we'll update the other one to 14 days. So minus 7. So you save this. Like I said, we go back in and update this to 14 days. So we say if numeric operator is equal to minus 14 and we save this, so we save the entire module. And if we run these ones, let's see what we get. Let's see. The email has a problem. Let's see. Okay, I remember what happened. I have to update the connection here. So we have gone ahead to update our connection. So this should work perfectly right now. So let's try to run. So let's make the changes necessary. Let's update this to the right connection. If we run this once, mm, so let's see what we got here. So it apparently didn't see an invoice for Daniel. Oh, .pdf. So that's what happens when we create this. So we said that the word should be the exact same term, but it's supposed to be the words containing the term because you can have .pdf or something. But if you want to update this to include the .pdf as well, that also works. But just to be safe, let's just say this name that let's just pick this, search for the name containing the search term. So we save this and we save this. So we run this again. You see, it will run through now successfully. If we go through, if we go to our email, you can see that it came in here and it also came in with the attachment. You can see and it came in with the attachment as well. But if the date difference was actually like 14 days of 7 days, it would have run through here. So this system works perfectly, and this system will help you send your clients their invoice and also remind them of the payment before the due date so that they would not forget it and so that they can pay you on time. In our next video, we are going to see how we can extract the how we can handle clients' payments when they actually respond to our emails and make payments. How do we respond to them? How do we verify their payments? How do we extract their payment details? I'm going to show you that in my next video. So make sure you stay tuned. And if you like this, please subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and also comment. I guess I'm new here. I don't know what I'm saying, but just do what you have to do and support your girl. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.